Explore Tulsa is an opportunity to see behind the scenes of Tulsa's most unique places.
To hear the stories of real people who are doing fantastic things and who love living here.
We look at the people, places, and events that make Tulsa home. Welcome to a few minutes of Exploring Tulsa. Hi, and welcome to the warm days of summer.
It is indeed summer. We want to say thanks for joining us for another series of stories this week.
Yeah, stories that talk about businesses or events, or the arts, sure, but we always try to look for the people behind the story. That's what we like to share.
And our first story this week is a family affair that wants to share their land with you way out in Leonard Mountain.
The wind blows across the top of the mountain. It's beautiful out here. You can see the lights all the way to downtown Tulsa. Obviously the birds chirping. It's a beautiful, peaceful, quiet space. And that's probably the most important thing for us, is that when people come up here, they're enjoying not only being in nature and grounding themselves in nature, but then they have a beautiful space that they can come to and create great memories that they'll hold on to for the rest of their lives. Drain Point Ranch is situated at the top of Leonard Mountain, which is also known as Concharty Mountain by some, and we're actually in the community of Leonard, which is southeast of Bixby. We have about 180 acres that is family-owned land, and we have views of Arkansas River, we have views of downtown Tulsa, big huge ponds, lots of woods, lots of trees, and it's just a beautiful space to be. My parents started acquiring the land in '95 and would buy different groups of acreage that became available. And then about 6 years ago, they moved out here, and about 3 years ago, we had moved out here as well, and just started to know that we wanted to share it. We have about 10 miles worth of trails that people can come on and bring horses on to do trail riding. We have a wrangler that we work with specifically that can bring in horses for us if people don't have their own, or people can bring four-wheelers out, they can bring Jeeps, they can just come hiking or bird watching. We have an enormous amount of birds that are always singing out here. There are also 2 ponds that can be fished on. And so there's a lot of ways to just be able to come and be in nature, take a break from the busy city life. So at the end of April of 2017, I actually went to a networking group meeting with a bunch of women, and I met a wedding planner there. And I started talking about the views and how I had a photographer coming out and taking pictures with families out here, and I said, you should bring your brides out here and take pictures. It would make a great place for that. We kept talking a little bit more, and she said, actually, if you have the views that you have, you should build a wedding venue. And in my mind, I said, okay. And that week, I started talking with my dad, and then we immediately started. He got on the bulldozer and he cleared the land. We started designing the facility. My husband was in charge of the build, and we got our building permit in August of that year, started pouring concrete in September, and had our first wedding in November. And we hit the ground running. We have a very busy wedding season this year as well. We are the largest freestanding and privately owned wedding and event facility in the area, and we can hold up to 400 people with a dance floor for a wedding, and do up to 600 standing for a cocktail reception. So a very large facility, so we can cater to the larger galas, fundraisers, weddings, those types of events. In regards to the building itself, the architecture lends itself to as formal or as casual as any event demands. So we want people to come in here and not only feel the peace of nature that they're surrounded by, but also feel like they don't have to do a whole lot to the space to help make it be a beautiful event for them. I feel like that the busier our lives get, the more we have to calm down, settle down, and remove ourselves from chaos. And just simply coming into the woods, coming into nature, and smelling the air, it's different up here than it is in a city. It sounds different up here. And I can notice when people come to either do site visits or do walkthroughs, they come and they stop talking. That's everything to me, is to be able to provide a place for people to breathe and to relax. They can just be out here and have a great experience, a great memory, a great time with their friends and family. Whether it is fishing or it is a 315-person wedding, they're here breathing and relaxing and enjoying the beauty that the Tulsa area provides.
Just so peaceful, Austin.
And quiet. There's always a little breeze blowing up that high, and the views are amazing.
They really are. We're gonna take a quick break while you go look at dreampointranch.com and then join us in a few minutes for more Explore Tulsa.
Have you outgrown your home entertainment system? Then it's time to step up with Video Revolution and Sony for the ultimate 4K home theater experience. Size does matter when it comes to the quality and enjoyment that you get from a home entertainment system. Engineered by the experts at Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Here's a word for you, stress. If you're like most people, stress has simply become a way of life.
That means things like fatigue, weakness, muscle and bone loss, moodiness or depression, and dozens of other symptoms.
If you're stressed over an argument, your body can still react as if you're facing a life or death situation.
The food that you eat has a direct effect on your body's ability to handle stress.
So get rid of the processed food and sugary snacks and embrace fruits and vegetables, high quality protein and healthy fats.
Secondly, engage with your supportive friends and family. Social engagement is the body's most evolved strategy for responding to stress.
And finally, take time to exercise, which is as simple as going for a brisk walk. Come to FMI for an adrenal stress evaluation.
We're back, and we're ready to visit an old friend of Explore Tulsa and see what he's up to.
If a little bling is in your future, then you're gonna wanna watch this next segment, when a group of artists and artisans design and handcraft jewelry right here in Tulsa.
It's just a made-up word. Yeah, Spexton just sounds cool.
Spexton has been around for about 10 to 12 years. My association with them started about 8 years ago. I used to sell them all their diamonds and did their diamond setting. I suggested we combine forces, bring my diamond knowledge and expand from just men's wedding bands to a full bridal store.
So my background was as a fine artist. I was a painter and a printmaker and an art teacher. And that was kind of my original background, and then it transferred really nicely over to Spexton Fine Jewelry because designing jewelry uses a lot of the same principles as creating a painting or, anything with the aesthetic. What I love about designing jewelry is being able to make something that people use in their everyday lives. It's a symbol of their love, of their marriage, and it's something that really means a lot to them. So just to be able to have a hand in creating something that's so special for people, it just really means a lot to me on a personal level, and I really enjoy it. So one of the things that's really special about Spexton is that we design it, we can create an entire custom original design here in the store, and then we also set all of the diamonds here as well.
What's happened over the years in the diamond market, they've really become a commodity. So what I do when I shop for diamonds for our customers, to me, it's the cut that makes all the difference. So I look for the best cut, and you have to balance that with clarity and color.
So not only will we design it on the computer and then have it cast and have the metal brought in, and then we'll actually go from there. And Andy will pick out every single diamond or every single stone that goes into that ring, and then Mike will individually set each one. So it's really created right here in Tulsa in our little shop. We really can make pretty much anything. A lot of our focus is on bridal designs, but we also do earrings, necklaces, bracelets, repair. So like if someone brings in a broken piece, we can fix it right here in the store. So it's really wide open. We can pretty much do whatever can be done. One of the other things that's so important about Spexton is that it's locally owned. Like Andy is the owner, he's been here since 1977. Nate and Greg are also the founders of Spexton. They live here in Tulsa, they make the rings here in Tulsa. Like all of our guys' rings, like the ones I'm wearing, the steel and titanium, they're literally fabricated right here in Tulsa. So that's such an important thing, that I've been passionate about as well, as a lifelong Tulsan who has created the I Love Tulsa campaign and the Don't Hate the 918 campaign. So being able to work for a locally owned company has been really important as well. So this is a titanium ring with inlays of green gold and rose gold interspersed throughout. This is one of the rings that Nate and Greg and JP machined in their shop, which is just up the street from our store here. And so we actually make each ring right here in Tulsa. This one's actually heavier. It's stainless steel. It kind of has more weight than titanium. So this is a stainless steel ring with 3 diamonds set in yellow gold bezels. This is another one that Spexton created in the machine shop.
For me, I've been doing this for 4 decades now. I want to build a relationship and have that trust. My reputation is paramount. And bottom line, if they don't feel comfortable, then whether it's for me or anybody, they should fight. But I know I can create a level of comfort unparalleled.
We have the happiest customers, like for real. Like everyone is in such a good mood, everyone's in love, they're getting married, and they, we're able to work with them and create what they really want. So it's just a blast to be around people. I'm surrounded by sparkly diamonds all day on Cherry Street in Tulsa. It's just, it's a great environment to be in. So I always have a great time.
Thanks to both Andy and Steve for taking the time to talk with us. Both have interesting stories that we just can't get to on this show, but would welcome you to drop by anytime for a visit.
It's Cherry Street, and you can always just drop in to visit. Speaking of Cherry Street, we're going just down the road and around the corner when Explore Tulsa returns in a moment.
Like parents have a thing, when it gets too quiet in the home, we're worried. You know what I mean? I don't like silence in the home because it just feels dead.
Silence, that just doesn't feel like a creative place to me.
Turning on music in your house is almost like turning on the lights in your house.
Music makes mundane stuff better. And it's never too late to discover new things.
You just never know what song's gonna come on next.
Silence is probably the enemy of a happy home.
Come here for yourself at Video Revolution.
I want to get a new TV. There's like 1,000 different brands, all with different features. I wish I could make sense of it all. What do you think is best?
You should go to Video Revolution. Their experts will tell you everything you need to know. They carry the latest LED and 4K TVs and will even install it and set it up for you too.
She's right. You wouldn't talk to anyone but your dentist about your bicuspid. So when it comes to home entertainment, only trust the experts at Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hey, thanks for coming back for another segment on Explore Tulsa.
We always appreciate you spending time with us. And now is a good time to say, if you know of someone we should talk with, would you please let us know? We're always looking for interesting people to talk to.
But before you get online and reach out, take a moment to watch these two friends that really just kept their eyes open to opportunity and decided to partner in a business that allowed each of their skill sets to shine.
I do like to experiment, We fried some jalapenos the other day and put them on a cheeseburger, and then I fried some tomatoes and made a tomato BLT, fried tomato BLT. I'm working on wanting to do some fried pickle planks on a grilled chicken sandwich. So, I mean, just things like that. Having fun with food. I play with food for a living, so, and I love it.
So basically I've been in corporate IT for a long time before I did this. They were merging with another company for our division, so they had to make some really, really deep cuts. And I happened to be one of them.
Beth, my partner, was my customer. I was a personal chef for a couple years, and she ate some food of mine at a party I catered. And she was going out of town all the time, and so I prepared some meals for her family when she was out of town.
She had great food, and I mean, it was amazing. And so when I got laid off and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I had some corporate offers, but I just didn't think I wanted to do that anymore. So I was getting a little bit older. It was a big change, for sure. I'd looked at quite a few different businesses, and all over. I mean, not just restaurant businesses, but just different ones, and tried to find something that I thought would be a good fit for me. And one day I thought of Jen.
She called me up out of the clear blue sky and said, "Hey, I want to open a business. Are you interested?"
And she said, "I'm in." I mean, almost instantly. So we started meeting and started pulling stuff together, and it worked out really well. We clicked very well. We didn't really know each other as far as personally. Although over this last year we realized we have a lot of the same friends, because she grew up in Broken Arrow and I grew up in Coweta, so they kind of overlap a little bit. So it's been a really good. It was a good move.
She gets the fun part of doing the books, and I get way more fun than work in the kitchen.
I had kind of thought about doing something. Your whole life growing up, you think about different things that you'd like to do, but this was huge. I mean, it was a huge step because there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that I didn't know. It's easy to do payroll and accounting and all those things I was used to, and the business side of things. But as far as feeding the masses, that I'm a good cook, but I'm not that good. So
well, it works out really well because I'm not trying to get in her way in the office, and she's not trying to get into my way in the kitchen. So we make a really good partner, and we really enjoy each other's company too, which makes it nice. We're actually friends.
Her food is amazing. I mean, it's everybody that eats here absolutely loves it, and she's put pretty much everything on the menu. Everything that we do is homemade. We make all of our own sauces, all of our own salad dressings, and we kind of build it from the bottom up. We just make a really good panini. We make really good salads. We have awesome specials every day. I feel that whoever comes in, whether they're vegan or vegetarian or trying to do the paleo or whatever, we can modify whatever menu item that we have to meet their needs. So we have excellent customer service. So I think that's really what puts us above a lot of other places, is that we'll go above and beyond to make sure that customer is happy and that they come back and see us. Jen is her creative mind, I guess, as far as food goes and things, is I don't know, it's amazing. I love it. I love it every day. I love what I do. We always have fun. We laugh a lot. These are the people that work here, my family, and my friends and my coworkers. So we work in a really small space, so we really have to like each other a lot. And we have time. So with closing, at 3 in the afternoon and having, regular schedule, we also get to live a life, which makes it really, really nice. So hopefully we keep, growing and hanging in there.
In an area that has a lot of options for casual dining and coffee, Cherry Street Kitchen has created a unique space, and that's no small feat.
Great to see friends doing business together, and the formula of you do yours and I'll do mine is one that is going to succeed.
Exactly, Austin. Kind of like you and me. I'll do the witty, charming, and informative repartee.
And I'll nod and smile and tell you that we're coming back with a father-son story that revolves around a classic car when Export Tulsa returns in a moment. Repartee. You said repartee.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99 or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
The box stores have come and gone, but Video Revolution is 35 years strong. Come see why. Video Revolution is the largest independent consumer electronics store in the region. For 35 years, we continue to have low prices and high customer service. Top brands like Sony, Samsung, LG, Yamaha, Sonos, Klipsch, and many more. Better than box stores in so many ways. Come experience the difference. The Video Revolution difference on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
I've got this one, Trish. Studebaker is one of the oldest car companies in the world and actually came up with an electric car in 1902 and was founded in 1852. Interesting facts considering you only see Studebakers now in classic car clubs.
And that's where we found Danny Fetter in his classic 1950 Studebaker Commander convertible.
I have retired as an auto mechanic, and I became an auto mechanic because my dad was just tinkering with cars, and I was just fascinated with fixing cars. And Dad was an office machine repairman. He didn't do that for a living, but he liked playing with them, and I liked going out there as a kid with him, tinkering with his cars. And Dad and I had tinkered with cars since I was a kid, and until the week before he passed away, he had come over to my house and we were working on a car. My dad bought this car in like 1991. He went to church with the original owner, and when the original owner passed away, his wife called my dad and said, "I want you to have this car if you'll buy it," and he was happy to buy it. So he bought the car, and then I didn't know it till Dad passed away, and I looked at the title. He had it in my name all the time. When Dad got it, it was in the shape that it's in now. So Dad's kind of he added the fender skirts and added the bumper guards, and split the exhaust so it has dual exhaust now. And it's automatic transmission, first automatic for Studebaker in 1950. As far as Studebaker, the car company goes, they started out building wagons and bicycles. And then in the 1900s, early 1900s, they started converting wagons into cars, and that's where the roots are, is from the old Conestoga wagons that we see on the Western movies. That was Studebaker. I bought in 1962 Studebaker Hawk in 1971, just because it was a black car with mag wheels. And I just fell in love with that car after I had it. It was a 3-speed overdrive, and it got real good gas mileage for a young man to be able to drive all over the place and not have to spend a lot of money, and it had a lot of performance to it, and it looked cool. It was just a cool looking car. And I kept that car until last year, and I sold it to another club member in Oklahoma City. So it's still in the club, but it's now living in Oklahoma City. That's what got me into the Studebakers. And Alex Wilson ran an ad in the paper to start the Northeast Oklahoma chapter of the Studebaker Drivers Club. And my dad and I went to that, driving my Hawk. And so that was in 1971, the first meeting of the Studebaker Drivers Club in Tulsa. Dad ended up owning like 19 Studebakers, and he became chapter president for several years, He was on the board of the National Club for a couple of years. He really got into Studebakers. It was Dad's car, and so that makes it special. You know, I don't know who's going to end up with it when I'm gone, but I'm sure I'll have this car till I'm in a nursing home or further than that. But I don't intend to sell this one.
Now that's a good father-son story.
And Danny's love of cars became his career his whole life, and that's awesome that his father's last car is now his own treasured show car.
And that was our last segment for today. But we'll be right back to tell you about the people who make this show possible and give you some helpful info when Explore Tulsa returns in a moment.
Take charge of your health. We are what we put into our bodies.
We approach medicine from a unique standpoint. Rather than treating only the symptoms of an illness, we work to find the root cause and promote wellness of the entire body.
Our clinic offers complete assessment and treatment programs, including hormone replacement therapy, osteopathic manipulative therapy, and genetic DNA testing. It all starts with a medical evaluation.
Contact us today to begin your path to wellness.
Sony and Video Revolution take you there. From space travel to world championships. Tomorrow's technology today. 4K smart TVs and the largest flat screens available. Now more than ever, you have the best seat in the world when history is made. Video Revolution. On the northwest corner, 71st and Lewis.
Hi, I'm Chris Hutto, and I'm with the Cherry Street Farmers Market, and you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Well, thanks again for hanging with us for another week.
We couldn't do this without our sponsors, so we take a moment to say thanks to Doctors Michelle and Mark Sherwood at Functional Medical Institute, where whole body wellness begins with just one visit.
And to Dr. Zellner and Associates, Tulsa's best eye care value and still home of the $99 deal.
And to Video Revolution, where you will find all your home and office technology solutions on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Don't forget that over 1,600 of our videos are on YouTube, the Explore Tulsa channel. That's a great place to go and do a little exploring on your own.
We do 4 stories a week, 52 weeks a year, so we are always looking for interesting segments. If you know of someone we could talk to, connect with us. Email us or send us a message on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you.
That's all for now. We'll see you next time, right here on Explore Tulsa.